and his tariff threat yet again. He has renewed his tariff threat over the Russian oil purchase. While speaking to reporters, and this was aboard the Air Force One, Trump warned that New Delhi will have to continue to pay massive tariffs if it doesn't limit its purchase of Russian oil. Now, despite the fact check from India's Ministry of External Affairs, the US president reiterated his claim that he spoke to Prime Minister Modi and that he was personally assured by the Prime Minister that Delhi will halt the import of the Russian oil. Listen in to what he said.
But India said that they were not aware.
Well, then they're going to just keep paying a lot of tariffs. If they said that, but I don't believe they said that. No, I spoke with Prime Minister Modi of India, and he said he's not going to be doing the Russian oil thing. So that's
but why would they say? Why would India say that they're not going to?
I don't know, but if they want to say that, then they'll just continue to pay massive tariffs, and they don't want to do that.
Remember, on the 16th of October, the Ministry of External Affairs had clarified that no conversation had taken place between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump.
See, on the issue of energy sourcing, we have made a statement. This was put out in the morning today. We would request you to look at that particular statement for the questions that you have. On the question of whether there was a conversation or a telephone call between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump, I am not aware of any conversation yesterday between the two leaders.
Senior consulting editor Srinjoy Chaudhary joins us on the broadcast. Good morning. Srinjoy, what do we make of President Trump's latest remark? Is it Trump being Trump? Because MEA has already rejected the claim that there was a conversation between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump.
Yes, first of all, India is buying Russian oil for a particular reason. The reason is really the war between Russia and Ukraine, and subsequently the troubles in the Middle East has increased oil prices to a huge extent. Now, this is not something India can afford, because India, with its population of 1.4 billion and a per capita income of $3,000 plus, is finding it difficult to buy expensive oil. And here is much cheaper oil from Russia. The best way to ensure India doesn't need to buy Russian oil is if Donald Trump actually ends the war between Russia and Ukraine. He had said all through his second election campaign that there would not be a war if he were president, and he would end the war in one day. He's been president for 9 months or so. The day he ends the war, oil prices will come down, and India will not have to buy the oil from Russia at all. India will buy it from anywhere else in the world. The prices would have come down considerably. That's the first point. Secondly, the president has talked about many things, but this conversation, as you heard from the External Affairs spokesperson, has never happened. There was no conversation between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump. Yes, they have spoken. They have spoken on a number of issues over a lot of time. But there has never been this conversation about stopping the purchase of Russian oil. So this has been said very clearly by India. Now, President Trump will continue to be President Trump.
Okay, all right. Srinjoy, thank you for joining us with those details. Let's see